Are we all ready? Hopefully we are. Alright then, a bit of an interesting go. Great, now my Dota's like half frozen. Here we go. This should be streaming. It's showing 0 kilobytes a second, but hopefully it's alright. Hey, can you hear me, Daniel? Daniel.
Radiant team ban.
Daniel, are you here? Hello? Daniel?
Hello?
Hello, Daniel.
Is it working?
It should be.
Yes, good, good. I didn't have my open mic on.
Right.
Right. Hello, everybody! This is Danavis joining me as The.Spectre. We are bringing you another Dota is Hard in-house game. Today we'll be seeing DK versus Na'Vi with names changed for privacy reasons.
Yes, definitely. You can see Poppy there on ASD. Phonic on Dr. Alco. And I don't know, I don't remember. Stendy on Ed. And then Drew and Tozzy being the other two.
People are that replaced Light of Heaven and...
Light of Heaven isn't in Na'Vi anymore.
I know, whoever replaced him, I don't remember who it was. And
it was
of course, on DK, I barely remember any of their team, but I do know that Burning is currently going under the name Kathified. So I expect to see a heavy farming and ganking hero.
Burning, QQQ, ROTK, Super, and I don't remember the fifth.
Right, some very standard bans thus
Dota.
far. The Shadow Demon, Nyx, and Phantom Lancer. All very potent heroes.
Oh yes. That's why I didn't see any kilobyte streaming going on, because I got it on the 2-minute delay, so I was like freaking out thinking it wasn't working.
Yes. No streaming yet.
But the stream is going up and it's going well, just on a 2-minute delay.
Oh yes! We have a Lifestealer ban.
Yes, we won't be casting a Lifestealer game. Is this our first game of no Lifestealer?
Oh god. No, I think we had an early one where it was CK Wisp but no Lifestealer.
True.
Well, we could still see the CK Wisp, unfortunately. But we'll just pray that this doesn't happen.
Pray the gay away.
10 seconds remaining.
I wonder what they'll pick up for their first pick. Probably a Magnus, seeing as he wasn't banned out. He's a pretty popular first pick, and many people can play him.
Yeah. Our Lord who art in heaven, Gaben be thy name.
The Jackro picked up first. He's a very good support. I don't think he's really first pick status. Like they kind of see the Magnus being given away there, and maybe the Darkseer also a very strong pickup that a lot of medium high players can play very easily. Doesn't require too much finesse.
Definitely with the Magnus.
Definitely does. You see a keeper
of the light.
Isolo. We'll probably see some Illuminates over reverse polarities come out and really rip up the Radiance insides.
Sure does. Of course, Jakiro giving them the advantage of having 2 heads, so that's twice the hero for 1 pick. Very economical choice.
He also does have 4 horns. I'm not sure how they stack up against Magnus's mighty nose, though.
10 seconds.
Yeah, there is a quantity over quality there. But he does have butt wings as well.
He does have
support
butt
his
wings.
2 butts. Yeah.
2 butts or
So,
not 2 butts.
All very important in the picking stage, considering the number of butt wings.
And we'll see if the Radiant complement their draft with if they're going to show their carry player early on, or whether they'll just go for more general utility and kind of obfuscate their laning decisions.
I want to see a Void.
A Void would be fun to see.
Chronosphere combined with the
Tinker
is just horrible. Yep, still
Very
want to see
fun.
a Void. Chronosphere,
March of the Machines with an Ice
Machines,
Path.
Macropie, Void, Chrono, all of these things. Just lock them down, burn them down.
Lock him down, keep him there.
Yeah, right.
The Tinker is a very powerful mid laner as well. You can really easily deny last hit based heroes or for other physical damage based heroes that go for last hits by using that laser on them. 100%
Yeah, a
miss
lot of
chance
AoE,
for
a lot of
4
push
seconds,
coming
I
out.
think. Let's see.
Gonna be a very
3
push-heavy
seconds.
lineup, which is gonna be interesting against that Keeper's natural counter push.
Yeah, they
And
did
here's a
pick him up.
clockwork. Oh, it's too bad that our good friend Juicy isn't in this game.
He's changed his name now.
This.
He's now Juicy Citrus.
Yes, Citric.
Oh, Citric, sorry. Juicy
Yes,
Citric.
attempting to rebrand. We wish him the worst of luck with that. Because I don't like it.
nothing but
I
love.
don't like
Nothing but love.
change.
It frightens me.
I reject change.
So I
No more
realize,
heroes, no.
Remaining.
even
No
though with all of my
techies.
awesome waiting screen power,
Reserve
we didn't
time.
really have a pick screen one. Actually, I might switch over to the other overlay for the picking. It looks pretty funky. There we go. That looks pretty sweet. That looks awesome. You can see all the picks there. You can see all the bands, and then you can see that it's cast by us. I'm going to change the names on the right hand side because it's just in some shitty standard font. But I'll get Kit to knock
We
something
will
up in
work
Photoshop
on
or something.
upgrading that. I'm
Definitely.
not watching it, but I'm sure it's spectacular.
And I will change that overlay so it's actually like a pick screen overlay. This is just going to be our standard in-between games lobby screen, so you can still see the lobby being made and have all the YouTube, Twitch, Twitter links, and also the Facebook page for DotA is Hard down the bottom there.
Alright, all good stuff, all good stuff.
Definitely good stuff. And of course that'll be flicking up in the
Team
stream
ban.
in a couple of minutes for anyone who's in-game. Mainly Juicy Citric, who I think is in the second broadcaster slot. Don't know if he's doing anything, might be just a bit tired.
Well, unfortunately he is in that broadcast slot, so he can't hear us, so...
That's true, he can't switch
nuts
over to
him,
listen
I
to us.
suppose.
True.
No, he can't.
We do see the
He's too good for
Rubik
us.
pick up. So it looks like they might try and forge a tri-lane with their remaining picks.
I don't know how much I like that.
Yeah, because they already have the Keeper of the Light, which is a good stacking
10 seconds.
stacking
remaining.
tri-laner, and the Rubik does offer some kind of utility.
There just aren't a whole lot of spells that I'd want to steal.
Yeah, at the moment, really, the Ice Path is extremely good to steal. He can basically become a one-man tri-lane with the setup it provides. But
The Ice Path is great, definitely, but everything else is pretty well useless.
yeah, it's quite
I mean,
mediocre.
Tinker, his spells need the synergy from the,
Rearm,
what is it,
yeah.
Reload?
Rearm.
Rearm, rather. And Clockwork, obviously, is all about initiation, and that's not what you want on a Rubik.
No, you don't really want to hook shot a squishy Rubik into the middle of a fight.
You certainly don't.
And, you know, this might change the Radiance follow-up picks.
5
Like,
seconds
they may have been thinking of going for that Void, but now they won't
Dire
be.
team ban.
And the Profit ban out for... Oh, because you want
Rubik is a
Rubik to steal
terrible-
Chronosphere.
Rubik is a terrible counter to Void. Why have they not picked Void?
Because a lot of Rubiks just stay at the very, very like outside of battle and pick out Chronosphere, and then Chronosphere, the opposing team. You know, even though Void can run around in it, it freezes the rest of the team from actually helping with that initiation, and often
I
it'll
suppose, but I think I've
isolate
only
the
ever
Void.
seen Rubik's bugger that up.
Yeah, probably not the,
I've
the
never seen them
greatest.
hurt their own team.
And they do. We also see the Radiant ban out Prophet,
5
so
seconds
hopefully
remaining.
shutting down the split push global presence of a Keeper of the Light Prophet combo,
Reserve time.
but also kind of removing it for their own split push powers with a Tinker and Prophet.
Radiant
I'd like to
team
see a Magnus Wisp combo tried. just TP him in behind, charge back into tower range, all good stuff.
I don't know. I don't think these teams are really looking to pick up a Wisp from the lineups. We could see the Daigo maybe a Wisp Tiny, and have the Tiny as their carry, and have the Wisp being another
I think
supporter
Wisp
and a
Tinker
tri-lane.
for
But
sure, just because he needs to be able to teleport more.
oh, definitely.
Just he needs to have faster teleportation.
much of the machines
There's a
instantly in
Sven
all
band out.
3 lanes. And both of these teams banning out carries because they both really need to pick up a hard carry. Well, they don't necessarily have to, but it's always a good option to have the fallback of a hard carry in case the game goes to late game. But really, they're both limiting their own pool, and you do see the Faceless Void banned out, so we're not going to be seeing the Purple Nightmare.
Unfortunate. I'd like to see an all-support game. That's the only rule. Yeah, you can only pick and ban supports. I don't know if there are enough supports.
I was going to say, would you have them like labeled as support or actual supports? Because like Necro is labeled as a support or carry.
Yes, labeled as support only.
Okay.
It has to be labeled as support. Like that's the rule.
Yeah.
Because anyone can be played as support. That just means get no farm by.
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying. Like Necrolite can be played as a support or a carry, and he has both of those tags. And we see the Juggernaut and the Luna picked up as the carries for these teams.
Well, spectacular pick out there. The Luna, loving it.
I'm loving it. Sponsor us, McDonald's.
The Bat actually kind of looks like Drew, doesn't he?
It does a bit. we have a friend called Drew, and he looks like Bat Rider a bit.
Yes. For those of you who don't know the context of our lives.
Yeah, exactly. Which is probably all of you.
Should have done your research.
Come on. So lazy. Oop, and the
Just get on the...
cat just knocked over my headphone stand. Good work, cat.
Yes, you and your cat.
Switch over
while
to
we're
the
waiting for Jamie to
in-game.
recover, we'll have a look at the Radiant side here. Kathified taking up the Jakiro.
Better get ready.
EJ, or possibly Edge. I'm going to call him Edge. Taking up the Tinker, going down the mid lane. Alchemy on his very tricked out, what's his name, Disruptor. TehScat on Luna. And Mr.Waffles taking up that Clockwork.
Indeedy, and on the side of the Dire, close the combat log, what are you doing? On the side of the Dire, we have Magnus on ED taking up that mid lane. We have Dr. Alco on the Keeper of the Light. Rubik being played by Tozzy. Drew on the Bat Rider, and ASD on the Juggernaut with a very cool looking Long Fang blade, I believe it is. Grey Fang? Long Fang the Grey Blade.
30 seconds
Yes,
to showtime.
complicated indeed.
So complicated.
He does have that customized healing ward as well, which I personally don't like because it makes it a bit more obvious on the screen.
The Jade
Easier to pick
statue.
off.
I really like that,
It does
actually.
hinder your play a little bit.
Okay, looks like we're going to need a pause out. Just while Drew relogs. Obviously, yeah, as EJ says, we're getting DDoS'd pretty hard here at Dota is Hard. You know, we're very, very high quality stream and organization, and they, you know, competing organizations beyond the summit and Join Dota are really trying to shut us down before we pose too much of a threat.
Yeah, it certainly is. We're getting a lot of attacks. A lot of hackers. The hacker group Anonymous has personally threatened us. They were on their target list along with Kim Jong-un and the general US government.
Not good at all. Now, I'm thinking this might be a tactical pause. They know I've got a 2-minute delay on the stream, so he's just relogging to try and figure out the lanes, and then they're just going to go in. I think they're being very sneaky.
Might spot out this Jakiro.
Maybe. We'll know if they wait 2 minutes and then unpause, and then we'll see.
So let's take a moment to look at the items here. Looks like Tinker's going to be going for a standard bottle rush. Jakiro not picking up any wards, going for a magic stick. Interesting. Not possibly the best choice early in the game. That does take a while for it to pay off.
And it's usually seen when
Sal
you're
probably would've been
versing
better.
up a tri lane.
Or a
And
bristleback.
or a Bat Rider, so maybe they're expecting the off-lane Bat Rider. He may still go off-lane, but may also go into the jungle. A lot of Bat Riders do jungle.
Yeah, there are 4 wards currently sitting on the Disruptor, so he is a ward machine.
And that's probably why we don't see the wards coming out from Kathy.
I am disappointed by the standard courier on the Radiant though. That just shows a low level of play. by
Shows
DK here.
a real disrespect to our personage.
And compare this to the very cool
Premier
Winchell,
League.
the Wormelion.
40 games viewed.
With 40 games on him. That's shout out to Dr. Alco. He has now finally disconnected.
He DC'd before and then he came back, but it looks like he's DC'd again.
Really? DC'd again.
Yep, he has indeed. Maybe we should tell some knock jokes.
Indeed.
Typey. I think while we're paused, I'm going to switch over to our link screen, in fact. There we go. So a little bit of
put it back.
I will.
Apparently, our good friend Juicy has told us that he has now moved into the spectator slot. Welcome. I don't know how you do that mid-game, but cool.
He DC'd, if you missed that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
That's what I do. You do the catching of things, I do the witty comments.
Yeah.
And general put-downs.
Yes, witty.
That's how it happens.
Not full of asshole at all.
Well, that's what I do. Someone has to balance you. Who's a good caster? Is it me?
Who's who, what, where?
I think it's me.
Alright.
So somebody's saying it was a good caster.
Oh, yeah,
But,
definitely.
I think they were talking about me. Yeah, they were talking about me.
#1 caster. Oh, sweet.
I'm told that
The game is
I'm told
on.
that our disruptor Alchemy is being played by a female of the
female?
species.
Maybe not.
Quite unexpected.
See, no, it's completely expected.
That's 2 females on the one team in a video game.
Yeah, but you know
that's-
why
that's
it's
pretty
completely
rare.
expected?
Why is this?
This disruptor has gone shopping. This is a very, very shopped up
She has.
disruptor. Had a
Those
nice
4
day
awards,
out at the
that's-
DOTA store, and look at that, buys all the wards that the shop has. That's just pure greed.
Just all the wards, shitload of tangos, healing salves, like clarities. That's that is a shopping spree.
That's just
No items are actually
perfume,
gonna
perfume, and
snatch
how to
everything,
look
but,
good.
yeah, that's makeup right there. That is makeup.
And in the mid lane, we
Look at
see
how decked out. Look at how decked out he is.
exactly. It's
Look at that.
completely covered in glitz and glam.
Is this a
Ah,
quad
and-
lane on top?
Here we go. I say I would remember to switch it over and I didn't. So there we go. Sorry for anyone looking at that. We're back to the normal screen. It's
don't do
not
that.
it's not a quad lane. It looks like they've abandoned the bottom lane,
Jungling
expecting that tri lane. So they've just put the Bat Rider in the jungle. A lot of napalm
that's
stacks
taking
up,
a
but
lot of damage.
I'm not sure if he knows this, but the normal Bat Rider jungling technique is to get Firefly at level 1. Kill off a couple of camps with that just by running into the camp like that, and
What's
then
with all this
just running
scribbling?
back. So they're just constantly running under Firefly. He does manage to get level 2 from that camp and napalm, but yeah, usually it is Firefly first just to get an easy level 2. Then you go over to the hard camp, stack up a whole load of stacks of napalm, and then Firefly around. It looks like Clockwork's going to go on this Keeper of the Light. He tango's up, but he might get the first blood. No, Rubik comes in with a lift at the last moment and throws him back. And
I was
Mr. Waffles
honestly
very
about to say, Where's
disappointed.
the hook shot? But of course he is level 2. Does
Yes,
not
he
have his
is.
ulti yet. Oh, and there goes the...
Throws out the flare, but he
oh,
has come back and
God.
he's just tangoing up near the pool. And no wards on this pool. It looks like Clockwork may have had wards, but there is a dire sentry placed just here, so they may have de-warded. I didn't really catch it at the beginning of the game, I
And their
must
ping's
say.
coming out on the fake Tinker that's coming up.
Yeah, but I'm
Not
sure
sure if they
Magnus
think that
knows
one's
that they're
real.
2 in the middle. I think they're just gonna team it. The Illuminator's channeled for the illusion. Disruptor, knowing that this tri-lane's been abandoned, wisely TP's top to give a little bit of help for the clockwork so he's not completely zoned out. Meanwhile,
Luna can safely farm at bottom while Jakiro is pulling.
Exactly, Luna is getting free farm up on this bottom lane. A couple of missed last hits, but still doing very well. She's basically level with the Juggernaut here. Quite level pegging. We have Boots coming out for the Magnus. He already has his bottle up, and the Tinker also with his bottle. So we're going to see a bit of contesting for the runes from now on. Generally, a Magnus will win that contest just because of skewer. It's a bit dangerous for Tinker to come in close because he can be skewered up onto a cliff and will be stuck there without a teleport scroll or mana.
Yeah, he's a little bit underleveled compared to the Magnus.
Yep, the Magnus
a
has
little bit going for that rune.
Yeah, the Magnus has grabbed almost double the last hits that the Tinker has. It looks like Tinker's starting to prioritize March, so we might see some stacking going up. We see Juggernaut going onto the clockwork at top, but he's going to have to go back because there's too much physical damage coming out from the clockwork auto attack and Disruptor the auto attacks as well.
Yes.
Really trying hard not to miss this first blood. And we see the contest for the rune, but Magnus throws out a shockwave, and that's all that Tinker will be able to do.
Unfortunate for Tinker, looks like he might be trying to bottle crow.
Yeah, the courier also bringing out a bottle to clockwork. So it looks like we're going to be having 2 bottles. Or was that Tinker's bottle? It looks like they may be...
On him now.
Is it?
Clock's on him. No, there's 2 bottles.
I don't see Tinker's bottle. Unless it's on the
It's on
courier.
the
It's on the courier, right. Yeah, I missed it.
Pay attention, Spec.
Ooh, and Disruptor in a bit of a bad spot, but he's going to throw out a kinetic field, but Bat Rider is coming in, 1 stack of napalm. They can easily go in on this. He needs to stack up more napalm. The Illuminate channel coming out, will it be enough damage? And the pause coming out, it looks like Bat Rider DC's in the chase. That's a shame, because if he got a couple more stacks of napalm, I think that would be a definitely dead Disruptor. So he may get out, luckily, because of the DC.
Well, let's see. If this is a fully charged Illuminate,
And it is
percent
only
channel,
at...
that's 200 damage.
Yeah,
That's magical damage, so yeah, he's...
minus 25%, so he should have 175 damage taken off him. So he'll have 19 health left if it hits.
Yeah, he's... In theory, he's gonna come away with 19 health.
I'll be really interested to see if we're correct on that. We should be.
Magnus comes up and tries to snag it.
I would definitely like to see Magnus do that with the tactical pause. I think it's possible that he could.
I mean, look, this Alco, I mean, Alchemy is going to clearly run up. I can't draw while it's paused. I
was going to say that would probably be the path that he should run to get away, because he does know that Magnus is in mid.
It's going to make it very hard for Magnus to get him. I would suggest Magnus charging up to the Radiant Ancients,
yep,
and then attempting to cut him off behind the tier 2 tower if he was to try to do that. Yeah, shockwave across that tier 2, just wait back there and then...
Yep, but again, hopefully the Disruptor will run across that direction. So he may be able to charge up there and then shockwave across here, but I think by the time he gets there it'll be too late.
Yeah. Haha, funny little quotes coming out from Navi Drew there.
Carry on.
And I didn't see the Disruptor has about 40 health, so maybe the Keeper of the Light cut it off slightly early so it would ensure a hit.
Maybe.
And of course the natural regen coming through.
And he went the wrong way. Magnus could have caught him there.
He definitely could have actually if he had just run slightly up here. And charged upwards, he would have got the first blood. Speaking of Clockwork, Keeper of the Light, and Bat Rider all sitting on very low health. Clockwork is going to tango up, but with the Bottle Crow currently going on with the Tinker, He should really divert the courier to him straight away, but I'm not sure if he will be. Meanwhile, the Radiant do push down the bottom T1 tower, so Luna is getting quite a bit of farm and also getting some tower gold for the Radiant team, and they are pushing down this T2 as well. Looks like they're really going early.
She lends a lot to that early push.
Yeah, with the Lunar Blessing flat damage bonus, it gives a lot to heroes. And they're really just letting this tower fall.
Magnus is going to come in behind,
Guess
looking
what's
for that
happening?
Looks
rune.
like they're just
Tinker's
going
gonna
for
find
rune.
it, He's not going to be able to stop him.
And is he gonna chase? No. He charges up
No, he's
onto
gonna
the high
charge
ground.
randomly onto the high ground.
The dire best do
A bit odd there.
Solutions there.
But they are definitely going to take down that 2-2 tower, and Jakara gets the last hit with the liquid fire damage over time. So that's 2 towers going the way of the Radiant already, and that's a lot of TP advantage for later Dire Roshan kind of defense attempts taken out. They do still need to take down that middle tower, T1, to make it quite a bit safer. But already quite a bit of good map control coming out for the Radiant. Magnus kind of baiting out an RP there in mid.
TP on the Bat but on no one else on the Dire side.
In fact, Keeper of the Light is walking around
They really
completely
abandoned
naked.
it.
Yeah, they sure did. I would have actually liked to see that defended, because it would have been very easy for Keeper of the Light and Batrider to just TP in, put out an Illuminate, Firefly around the tower, and it would have been the end of the push. Luna and Jakara can't push into that, especially this early on.
Just the Keeper on his own at bot lane, pushing against, counter pushing against that Luna.
Definitely, we see some action here.
Could have hit her.
Oh, an ultimate up on the... But it's not going to be... It's too many... And meanwhile, we missed the first flood, but get the kill on the Disruptor at top. So in typical fashion, I've managed to miss the first blood while getting a simultaneous kill attempt at top. And the 8-minute rune will spawn, and Magnus gets lucky. It's a regen rune for him, sitting right on top of the rune spawn as it comes through. So if we take a quick look at the XP graphs, the Radiant were pulling ahead, but the Dire now in favor with those 2 kills, about 500 experience and 1,000 gold still to the way of the Radiant though. Just making a lot of early use from those early towers. Exactly. It looks like the Batrider, now hitting level 6, is going to try and pressure.
Clock dead.
Come on, Spectre, what are you doing? 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
I saw that one. I did. I commented on it.
Okay, good. Yeah, as it was dying. Oh, the clockwork. Okay.
He's dead. I couldn't remember the jug spell. I call it spin. It's not spin.
It's Blade Fury.
Yeah.
You can just say the jug spin. Everyone knows what you're talking about. So they are trying to pressure that T1 tower, but without the healing ward up from the Juggernaut, they're not going to get too much headway on it. A little bit of harass coming out from the Radiant side, some ice paths and fields, but the kinetic field will come up a fraction too late, so they won't be able to block him in for a bit more auto attack damage. The tri-core lineup of the Dire really working wonders. They're all sitting at almost the top farming position, with the Luna just managing to take out the top position. Magnus charges in, but he misses the Tinker and won't be able to take control of it. Another shockwave goes out, but it does miss. It looks like Magnus is trying to force another kill with a solo RP. Some pings coming out from EJ, hopefully looking for some TP support, but it's not coming through. And so Magnus is just going to back off. It looks like Magnus may be going for the Disruptor. Jakaro.
Somebody stacked up these ancients as well.
And Batrider comes through and he lassos the Disruptor, but the kinetic field blocks him out and also blocks Magnus. An excellent use of kinetic field there.
And the ice path, of course, going down as well.
Yep. And the I would say the Tinker's been
Here comes Tinker to stand in that fire. I mean, not Tinker, Clockwork. The other one.
Many of
Dire's
them.
top tower's getting beat
And of course,
down.
that noise in the background.
Oh, and Clockwork going for a hook shot, but
field
misses. Oh, can you hear her?
I can hear your screaming fiance.
Okay, I'm gonna close my door then. Just give me a second. It looks like
Close
Luna may
enough.
be getting a kill on the top. Ah, come on, look at it. One more auto attack and it's going to be there. Clockwork misses with the rocket, but the Luna does go in behind the tower. If she had just
come on,
attacked
get
them, she would have been able to get it. I don't know why he really backed off there.
Oh,
Even
Luna, you're
getting the
disappointing me.
Juggernaut, she could have got that. It was just 2 more auto attacks and they would have gone down. And she definitely had the health to survive that tower dive. And in fact, Rubik is sticking there if she has enough mana for 1 Lucent Beam, which she doesn't have. But if she did, it would just be an extremely easy kill. And the Clockwork does come in. Oh, and the Juggernaut's trapped in the trees here, and he has no mana now. And that's going to be the death of the Juggernaut. An excellent dive behind the tower by Clockwork. Oh, and the flare spots out the Rubik. The Rubik is in a whole
Rubik
world
has
of
nowhere to
trouble.
go.
The Rubik is down. And a double kill to the Clockwork. After an attempted little snipe from Kathy there. It does have a bit of a form delay, so not going off. And you can see this damage that the Luna's outputting, just being able to solo the Keeper of the Light. She should be able to catch up for 1 last auto attack. Oh, but the Magnus comes in, skewers back, and shockwaves. Ah, an excellent kill from Magnus there. Comes in with the Blink Dagger after being freshly picked
Come on,
up.
Clockwork. Where's the rocket flare, boy?
I don't think he's going to go for the rocket flare into base. Maybe a bit of miscommunication going on. We do see Clockwork with the standard build, just getting 1 level of cogs, then maxing up battery assault, and then maxing flare second. We do see Tinker going for that ancient stack now. They do have the boots of travel up, so we'll probably see a Soul Ring come out next for them.
Magnus.
Yeah,
Mid
we
lane.
can see the Magnus
And
coming
Invis
in.
Magnus coming in with the RP.
Blink
And there it
RP
is
on all
on
3, and then he's going to skewer all 3 back into the Batrider Firefly. Excellent play there. The Eclipse comes off, but she's going to die in a
Poor
second.
use of the Eclipse.
I think she really should have held onto the Eclipse there. Rubik lifts the Tinker and it manages to get a Shockwave off. And these 2 Radiant
Oh, that
players
March
left in the
doing
middle.
serious damage on the Magnus here.
Yeah, he will have to go back to base now. I might pop off the mana boots for Rubik first, but no, he's just going to go back. I think Rubik may want to go and heal as well. Meanwhile, the Juggernaut has been allowed to farm that bottom lane during these team fights, so he's up to 60 CS now. The Luna's still ahead, but really with 3 of the Dire being so high in last hits, I think the
Now,
it's really in
Is it just
favour
me,
for the
James,
Dire
or
late
has
game.
Has his equipment completely changed?
Who's? Disruptor?
Juggernaut.
Oh, Juggernaut.
Remember the sword we commented on?
Yes, his equipment has completely changed. Maybe there was a bit of a swap after everyone loaded up,
Mid tower's getting banged up.
Maybe.
because that often
Well,
happens.
A new jug, a new day.
Exactly. And it looks like Kathy's gonna try and stack up these Ancients for the Tinker one more time. Yep, doing the standard 53-second attack pull. And we're
I
gonna
gotta say,
see
I do
them
not like the sword the jug is using.
stacking
I
up.
do not
Oh,
like
and
it.
we've got 3 dragon spawns right on top of each other. And they, of course, are the ancient camp that give the most gold relative to the other
Not
ancient
the
camps, the
strongest,
Thunder
though.
Lizard. No, they're not. Apparently, I think the Thunder Lizards give more experience, but the dragons give more gold.
And the strongest and most annoying are, of course, the big-ass stone golem thingies.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and Magnus finds the Luna and skewers her down to the lower area, but catches himself up. Blinks down. Oh, about to use the RP, but it's cancelled by the mini-stun of the Lucent Beam. The Clockwork hooks in, and that's going to be a death of the Magnus with some nice chain spells there. A bit of unfortunate play there, and some excellent rotation coming in from the Radiant
top
supports.
tower's taking hits.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
it looks like
blocking
the stack of the Radiant is gone. Did Tinker actually farm that up, or was it taken?
Yeah, he did farm it up, and then the keeper
Okay, great.
came in and
Radiant's
warded.
top tower.
Yeah, and they have warded off that
this,
ancient
And
spot
then they
now.
are aware.
We do see the Blink
They're
Dagger and
fully
Tranquil
aware.
Boots up on
Radiant
the
structures must be
Batrider again.
fortified.
Um,
Dyer's mid tower.
or
using
now,
oil.
rather, not again. We do
Yeah,
see
again.
the Radiant starting to
Radiant's
pressure
top
the
tower's
mid
hurting.
T1. They do really need to pick up some more map advantage because the heroes of the Dire are really starting to roll now. If we take a quick look at net worth, we see the Magnus sitting at top, 5.5k, the Luna close behind. Jug Tinkerbat. We've got a bit of a leapfrog for the top few heroes.
Radiant's bottom towers seem better.
Oh, and
days.
Luna pops off her ultimate, but it's way too early. Bat manages to just turn around and leave. And now she's stuck with the Magnus. Solo RP on the Luna. He's going to skewer her back into the Illuminate and Rubik, and the Shockwave is enough to finish Luna off. I'm not quite sure why Luna was alone in the Dire jungle in such a position without any wards around her.
You have my Come on, this ain't over.
Apparently trying to abuse the fact that Bat was lagging earlier to get a cheap kill with the clips in the jungle. Some rocket spam coming out from Tinker to really drop down that Rubik. Just one rocket spam enough to take off about a third of his health, even with that magic resistance aura, seeing as it is only at level 1. It's only 5%. That's not too great.
This Magnus coming down with an invisibility rune again. One would almost think he has a Shadow Blade with the amount of times he's been invis in this game. Now, if Clock was paying attention, he would notice that he did suddenly stop just then for no apparent reason, as he the Magnus still has collision.
Does indeed. Rocket Flare coming out into mid lane. It looks like they're trying to prep it. And the Radiant have dewarded that ancient spot and have gone back to stacking it. So we see a double stack up here, some golems and dragons. And that's one way that the Radiant can really fight their way back into the fight. Oh, and the skewer from Magnus on the Clockwork lifts him back, and Rubik following up with the lift. The Shockwave coming through. The cogs come out, but I think the auto attack of Rubik, yep, will be enough. The Dire walking into the cogs a few times, just needlessly burning some health and mana. And on the backside, the Tinker manages to pick up the Rubik with some rockets. So a nice little pickup for him there. Excuse me.
Luna now farming up this ancient stack. Glad to see her doing that.
Yeah, she really needs some help after the early death that she suffered. I'm sitting at 1 and 3. Disruptor glimping Magnus back into almost attack range there. Tinker starting to lay down so much of the machines. Even though Juggernaut Spin does make him magic immune, much of the machines does do composite damage, like Leshrak's Edict, so it does go through that partially. Even though it says damage magical, it's a little bit different. So we see the rockets coming out, and Rubik has stolen rearm. Looks like Magnus has come up. They have spotted him out with the ward, and it looks like Clockwork may go for a hook shot. And Bat DC's from the game again.
Disconnect.
So we are 18 minutes into this game. Currently the experience is sitting around 5k in favor of the Dire, and the gold, I can't really see it behind the pause message, but it looks like it should be about 250, 500 in the way of the Dire, depending on how that slopes down.
Yes, it may, or it may have gone back up to the Radiant, we don't know.
It could have. Of course, really that experience advantage coming out from the early Bat jungle, with them completely abandoning that bottom lane, and XP being
actually, I can
spread.
tell you, it is exactly 400 in the way of the Dire.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know how I can tell?
Ah, because you can see the numbers down the bottom.
Yeah, I can do maths.
Yep. I didn't even think about looking at those.
Math. That's minus!
Damn your mathness.
It'd take me a second to think about it though.
So we'll take a quick look at the items here. Clockwork already has his phase boots up, also with a Staff of Wizardry, so it'll be interesting to see whether he turns that into a Force Staff or a Necro Book. Possibly could be going for the Aghanim Scepter as well for the low cooldown ultimate, as well as increased range, I think it gets. The Jacro with Mana Boots, Magic Wand, and Wards, pretty standard for your 4th, 5th position. The Disruptor with basic boots and headdress, so it looks like the Disruptor is going to build into the mechanism. Luna does have her Helm of the Dominator up, so I'd really like to see her dominate a creep and use that for stacking instead of relying on the Tinker or one of the supports to do it. Just so they can roam around a bit more, and also a Blade of Alacrity picked up, so it looks like she might be building a Yashi into Manta. Tinker does have the Boots of Travel Soul Ring bottle combo up, so we're going to see a lot of TPing out to lanes, pushing them out. Possibly even a Dagon or a Ghost Scepter. Some people like to go more mobility as well, maybe an early Blink Dagger or Force Staff is the next item after the Boots of Travel Soul Ring. So we'll see what kind of route he wants to take with that. The Juggernaut is building towards a Battle Fury already with the Broadsword and Ring of Health picked up. It is going to be quite a late Battle Fury. If we go over to the Jug, he is only sitting on 600 gold, but it looks like he does have the Broadsword, so he's just waiting on an extra 200 gold, and he will have that full Battle Fury, so just doing some neutral crimping for that last amount.
No, how do you figure that, sorry?
Because the Juggernaut has 600 gold, his Broadsword is on the Courier, and he only needs a Void Stone left.
Now.
Oh, I didn't see the Broadsword. Alright, fair enough.
Yep, that's why I did a bit of a Courier check. Sitting at the secret shop there.
Fair enough, I say.
And the Radiant, meanwhile, do manage to take a tier 1 tower down at mid. And it is quite an even game still. Of course, the Magnus RP is going to be, I think, the real decider of these fights. If he manages to get in a good RP, even pull a hero or two out of position before a fight with a Blink Skewer, I think he's going to be the big deciding factor of these games, and also how well the Tinker is able to either prepare for fights with the March layering, or able to laser and rocket down the supports early on in the fight.
Yeah, and the Radiant are really holding dicks in the middle here, while the Dire is off farming.
This, of course, won't really help their
away.
experience in gold.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
Rubik looks like he's going quite the heavy support role, sitting on Observer Wards and Sentries in his stash. And the Juggernaut does have his Battle Fury completed up now, so we'll probably see a bit more push coming out from him. A 20-minute Battle Fury, not too bad. Usually you want to get it around the 15 to 18-minute mark, especially for that safe lane Juggernaut, but at the moment he's still on target with the basic kind of farm level of the game in general.
Yeah, Vanguard coming up on the Bat right here. Pretty late Vanguard, really.
He did go for the Blink Dagger Tranquils first, so not too bad for his item progression. I think he should actually be hitting a decent GPM at the moment. Only around 256. It's not amazing, but of course the Vanguard will help against the auto attacks of the Clockwork Jacro and Disruptor being quite weak, as well as the Tinker's actual auto attack. They're not very high damage units, so it will block about half of their attack damage each hit.
Now, am I right in thinking that it only blocks half if you're a ranged hero? Or does it only block half against ranged attacks?
It's if you are a ranged hero. Juggernaut on the back end with an ultimate under the tower. Yeah, so in fact I am very wrong in that. It will only block 20 damage from the attack, seeing as he is a Bat Rider. Yeah, I think a better item for him...
I don't like...
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, this is why I don't like Vanguard on the Bat Rider, because it just doesn't... It's only half as valuable as it would be on any other hero.
The extra health is alright on him, but I think against the lineup of, Clockwork Jacro, Disrupt, the Lunar, and Tinker, you have a lot of magic damage coming out of that, so I think a pipe would have been a bit of a better
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
Yeah,
Vanguard isn't going to be terrible because the general increased health is going to be good for him against that magic burst still, but really should get some magic resistance
on the bottom lane.
on top of that.
Missing kills!
I did indeed. I was closing the door because my very loud fiance was shouting from the other room again.
I know, I sent her text messages telling her to shut up.
And Luna has
She doesn't seem to have listened.
I didn't think she's looking at her phone, to be honest. Luna has picked up that ultimate orb, so it looks like she definitely will be building into that Manta style.
Yes, that'll be a nice surprise for her later.
The Clockwork does have the Ogre Club, so definitely going into an Aghanim Scepter for him. And in the way of Magnus, we see Blink Drums coming up. Not sure what he'll build into next. There are kind of two routes you can take with the Magnus. There's the more carry-oriented route where you go big damage items Oh, we see a bit of movement in the mid lane, but Bat Rider's gonna back off. Usually you want to Firefly before you blink in, just in case they do move up the cliff like Clockwork did there. You can just go straight over instead of having to kind of mill around or wait for the cast time of Firefly, because it does have that short delay as you lift off the ground.
Yes.
So Bat Rider will have to disengage from middle there. And the Tinker has picked up the Blink Dagger for a bit of to travel in, blink into the trees, and layer up the March TP out. Some dewarding.
Dewarding happening over here for the Radiant.
Yep, coming out just on the bottom near the river. And they do have...
Not getting vision on that Observer Ward though. So they do now.
I don't think it's in,
oh, and there's a
and we
double
see a double
damage.
spawn on the bottom. And it looks like Magnus has picked up that Oblivion stuff, so we'll see the refresher
Radiant's
coming out.
mid-tower's coming
The
apart.
more utility build for the Magnus. And a Sentry Ward coming out for the Dire, so the Sentry of the Radiant will be instantly dewarded. Oh no, he missed the last
unless
hit.
Rubik walks away.
Oh, there we go, and they have it. The Clockwork is standing by. Of course, with the death of that Sentry, you won't have vision anymore.
Oh, he's ready to
With the
go
Juggernaut
on
possibly being caught out, we see the Lucid Beam. Oh, but the Omni Slash, the Manta gets popped, and the nominated Alpha Wolf. Magnus comes in with a brilliant Blink RP, and Luna's going to go down. He skewers the Tinker and the Clockwork, and with the double damage, he's really doing a lot of damage here. We see the Glimpse back, and the Illuminate is enough to take down the Tinker. We see another Blink and Shockwave coming out from Magnus, but he does take a bit of damage from those pods. Of course, because they're only level 1.
Looks like he's going to be coming back into the fight.
He wants to, and Magnus caught in the kinetic field at the moment. And he's going to go down momentarily. And laser takes him down. Flare hitting on the Rubik and Keeper of the Light. We don't see ulti up from Clockwork. Down for another 30 seconds. And the Rockets are going to get kill of them. Excellent play there by the Tinker. A very good time for a buyback.
That was a rearm for a Blink Dagger and missiles there. Missiles, actually. Rocket, of course, being the gyrocopter spell.
That's Rocket Flare. Everyone calls heat-seeking missiles rockets.
Well, we're going to change that. We're going to call them heat-seeking missiles every time.
The HSM coming out from the Tinker.
Bringing a higher level of Dota to you.
Every day. YouTube.com/SpecDota. All your action coming at ya. So that's really a very, very good example of when you should buy back. At that stage, there was a team fight going on in this area here, right near the Radiant's bottom tower. Even though Tinker does have the boots of travel, just in general, if you can TP back into a team fight like that and have a large impact, such as Tinker does have with those lasers and rockets, it's a very, very good investment just to spend that 800 or so gold early on in the game. Get the buyback, and if you can get a few kills out of it, it's more than paid it off for your team and personally for your gold stash.
Yeah, sure is.
A lot of people make the mistake of buying back instantly, but finding that their TP's on cooldown or there's a fight going on too far out of range, and it's just a bit of a waste of gold and time.
Yeah, even if they go back to farming straight away, it's very rare that that farm is going to be sufficient to counteract the gold lost.
Exactly. I think the only...
You gain a bit of XP, so...
Exactly. I think the only example where it's beneficial to buy back and farm is on the Nature's Prophet and Tinker. Just because they have such fast farming capabilities with a global TP out to a lane, and then either March of the Machines or a bit of Treant pushing a lane. And
I suppose it could be argued if your Hand of Midas has just come off cooldown.
Yep, definitely. Try and keep up that GPM.
Or if you're perhaps an alchemist and you've still got your Grievel's Greed streak going. I don't know if that carries through death.
It should. I think. Actually, I'm not sure whether it's a buff placed on the alchemist or whether it's just a timer that's generally started after the last kill. There you go. We should do some knock knock jokes.
I don't know any Dota themed knock knock jokes.
I don't think I really know
my
any
humor is
either.
more observational
Yes,
and generally
yes.
mocking. Too many cocks in his mouth. That's hilarious.
No, no, no.
Nom nom.
And we are still waiting on that Bat Rider. I think now is the time to switch over to our waiting screen. You can see the links on the left there. YouTube, youtube.com/SpecDota. You can watch the stream live right now with a 2-minute delay. Twitch TV/The.Spectre with a 3 instead of an E on the end. And of course, you can follow me at Twitter at SpecDota. The Facebook page of Dota is Hard is up and running. We've got about, I think, almost 300 likes on that page now. And that, of course, is sitting at facebook.com/DotaIsHardDIH. So go over, check out the Facebook page. You know, like us, follow us, subscribe to me. And, of course, Danavis, my trusty co-caster, full of mirth and dickheadedness.
That's me, Danivus.
It
That's
is
as good a
indeed
Mario as I can
taking
do.
a while.
That's it. That's all you get.
Nothing more.
Wario. Alright, you get a Wario.
Waluigi, the winner.
War of attrition here going on as Alchemy does need to sleep.
Indeed. We may see the long siege looking for the forfeit. And it looks like it's 1 AM for Alchemy, so he must be in New Zealand. I'm guessing because I asked J-Bones to come in and he was like, oh nah man, it's midnight, I think I'm gonna hit the sack.
Oh, I see. Well, we'll try not to hold that against her.
The experience is going 2k in the way of the Dire after that team fight buyback from Tinker. It started to pull back in the favor of the Radiant, almost leveling out. But the gold is sitting at around 2,000 in the way of the Radiant after being in the Dire's favor for quite a little while. No, not really. Looks like the Radiant after the ancient stacking
from some bands.
come back up.
Some dirt coming out here, some skeletons in the
Oh.
closet for our disconnected player Drew. Looks like he may be a known troublemaker. And we're getting the go.
And it looks like Juggernaut's just resumed the game and someone's gonna control the Bat Rider out and maybe just sit him in XP range. We do see the Tinker with a Boots of Travel TP blink into the trees at the top there. And he accidentally starts or kinda into the line away from the area, and Juggernaut is taking a lot of damage from the March of the Machines, and he's gonna pop
But
up
he has
that
a
healing
magic
ward.
that he's going to sit out of the range of, sitting slightly out of the range of that healing ward. As it runs back to tower in an attempt to heal the tower.
It is indeed.
And you can see, as I've said, it's quite a lot bigger than the original healing ward.
It definitely is.
Much more noticeable for any enemy wanting to target that with the easy single hit kill.
It is a bit more obvious. And after that Battle Fury pickup, we do see only around 1,000 gold on the Juggernaut here. I'll just check if he has anything on the Courier. He does have a Shadow Amulet, so it looks like he's going for a Shadow Blade, and he's only around 250 gold off that. Ward seen by the Radiant, but it looks like it expired right as they were about to deward it, so not a big problem for him. And someone is using Drew to jungle, but it looks like they're not kind of paying too much attention. Clockwork saying he probably rage quit after that triple kill from the Tinker. I don't think that's too likely. I wouldn't really want to.
Apparently he's been vac banned from something.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to see that that kind of play coming out from the Dota as hard participants though. Rage quitting it in-house kind of wastes the time of 9 people or more, you know, seeing as we're casting it.
Exactly. And as we know, Dota is hard, but it's not that hard. And it doesn't have to be angry.
Dota should not be rage-inducing.
Though it often is.
So we see Luna running around with that Alpha Wolf for a bit more of a an aura strategy. Of course, that 30% damage bonus coming out, so it is a big help to jungling if you do have that with you and you can dominate it. Of course, and we see them caught out, it looks like. Oh, and the blink RP in from the Magnus, but he's going to be caught in an Eclipse and and an Omni Slash picks up a triple kill, and he's going to go on this Clockwork after, but he runs the wrong way. Luna has brought back and is TPing into that middle lane to try and dissuade the Juggernaut, but he goes Shadow Blade. They pop him out in the range of the tower, and Luna does, and he's trapped in the clocks. But the Juggernaut gets in. He's put up the healing ward. Luna really needs to take out this healing ward, and she has, and the spin will not be enough.
Did she take that out actively, or did her glaive bounce for that?
I think you have to actually, I was going to say, I think you have to target the ward to take it out. But I'm not 100% on that. We may need to watch that through again and give a correction if it's needed in the next cast we do. Of course, the spin there, a bit of a misplay from the Juggernaut, because at this level, he's hitting for around 230 damage, or of course that spin only does 140 damage per second. So he does have that chance to crit as well.
Had just cast a Lucent Beam, so he knew she didn't have that up again.
And Eclipse was on cooldown, so you actually do a lot more DPS at this stage of the game if you simply keep attacking. A lot of Juggernauts will freak out and just Blade Fury out of just kind of reflex after the early levels, because that's kind of the path that you take.
Panic is the word.
I did say freak out and hit the spin out of normal circumstances. We do see the Macro Pie coming out to try and defend this tower. Oh, and the hook shot in from Clockwork is gonna get the kill with a bit of March of the Machinist. An excellent deny there. Some excellent play there coming out from Kathy. Getting the deny and denying that dire team. I think it equates to about 500 gold, is it? Or a little bit more. And the Tinker does TP top for a bit more. And the Magnus whiffs his RP, the Blink Dagger being disabled by the rocket a second too early. Someone doing some good micro on the Batrider, picking up the Luna with the lasso and taking them down in the Firefly. The Dire can take this tower out with a deny. It's sitting on 23 health, but it looks like Tinker's going to come up in last minute.
Dire's lost the top
tower. A bit of a misplay from the Dire there. Not having the foresight of Kathy to deny their own tower.
Yes, of course. Excellent play again on the Kathy there.
On the Kathy. She is now her own hero. You can play as Kathy, the two-headed dragon.
Like if Kunka can get his own hero named Kunka, then so can Kathy.
And we see EJ or Edge blinking along the tree line and laying out some march. Not really going to get too far.
Edge is better. It's more edgy than EJ.
Yep, for sure. You're so funny. You're so funny. Yes, yes. So we see the Aghanim Scepter still a little bit away from the Clockwork. No, this is the rest of it flying out to him. So we're going to have a completed
still abandoned in Fountain with his Smoke of Deceit sitting in his stash. Could have been useful if someone had the thought to use that.
Really unfortunate for the Dire, I must say, to have that that drop out. The XP sitting at around 3,000, still in favor of the Dire, and the gold a little bit over 1k to the Radiant. So I think if that Bat stayed, they still have a very fighting chance to win this game. And the Juggernaut has Shadow Bladed up near the Tinker. The Tinker doesn't know he's here. It's going to hit out on him, and an Omni Slash. That's going to catch out the Tinker. Excellent play from the Juggernaut there. Managing to pick out the Tinker with some Shadow Blade shenanigans. We see the Illuminate coming out from Keeper of the Light, just doing a bit of quick jungling to keep up the experience and gold flow. A 4-stuff is up on the Keeper of the Light, and it looks like Rubik is going to build into a Bloodstone. The pickup of a Ring of Health.
Do it with flair.
Lucent Beam coming out from the Rubik, followed up by a Lift and Fade Bolt. Of course, Jacaro being an extremely tanky support. And Rubik uses the Spell Steal moments before the Jacaro lays down the ultimate. Juggernaut coming in from behind and actually jumps into the cogs, but too fat possibly to get out of that corner while Clock isn't. Taking a bit of hog damage as he walks out. Meanwhile, the Luna pushing on the T3 racks at bottom and pops off the Eclipse, but Juggernaut is going to go into Shadow Blade, and Magnus using the one-man RP, bit of skewer, and the Empower on the Juggernaut to take down that Luna.
That is one dead kitty. And also the thing that she's riding.
Nova!
Nova.
And of course, with that Empower, I believe that with the Battle Fury and Empower, you hit for something crazy like an 85% cleave on every attack.
Wow, that's almost as good as a Kunkka.
Yeah, except the Kunkka only gets it on one hit every 4 seconds rather than every single attack.
Kunkka only needs one hit every 4 seconds, right? One hit, they all die. 4 seconds later, they all respawn. He hits them again. That's it.
So it is 50% coming out from the Empower and 35% coming from the Battle Fury, so it looks like it's an 85% cleave there because it does stack additively. And the Lift Empower, that's a very, very dead disruptor. A bit out of position there, and with this healing ward. Beg your pardon?
It stacks directly, does it?
Yes, it does. And the Refresh Rod coming out and a Burst Polarity coming out. Juggernaut really going to work, and that's a triple kill for the Juggernaut and the T2 tower. Do they have buyback? The answer is yes on the Luna. I think she's going to have to buy back if they want to defend this. And she already did? No, she respawned already.
She is, of course, still alive.
Yeah,
so she doesn't need to buy back just yet.
She already respawned from the death earlier. I thought she might still be down, but she is back. With no buyback on the other players of the Radiant, they may lose the racks here.
Radiant lost one of them bottom towers.
Looks like a bit of a blink forward from Magnus there, but the Rubik and the Juggernaut caught in the field. A lot of damage being done. Really have to be careful here.
He should not have pushed Luna in that direction.
He definitely not, but he does manage to blink out, and Keeper of the Light recalls the Juggernaut into mid lane. The healing ward goes up, and it looks like they're going to push middle. So Juggernaut has picked up that Yasha. We'll probably be going for the Manta to just get a bit of split push, and also if he meets Luna in a dark alley at night, he won't be shanked by that Eclipse. He'll have some backup from his buddies. Of course, that works.
Does love the dark alleys at night with a full 1,800 night vision.
Indeed. Of course, it works the other way around. Luna having a Manta style, so if Juggernaut decides to pop off Omni Slash, she can get some backup as well. So we might have a full Jets versus Sharks outcome in the woods with Team Luna versus Team Juggernaut.
I, of course, do not get that reference, but it seems to be some sort of sportman.
No, Sharks and Jets are from West Side Story, brother.
I thought this was a reference to the basketball teams of the same name.
Aren't they NFL teams?
NBA, I believe, is basketball.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying I think the Jets is NBA. I don't know. I don't give a shit. It's basketball.
I think it's basketball.
The only sports I listen to are e-sports.
Well, leave us a comment if you have any idea what we're talking about.
Any at all.
This double damage room at top there has been spotted out by Radiant Ward.
Yes, indeed. And the Keeper of the Light. Oh, and the Juggernaut taking out Hero, and it looks like he's going to go on Kathy as well. Probably won't be spending the Omni Slash.
Oh,
that's a double kill from the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut just doing all the work for the Radiant here. Currently sitting at 12, 5, and 6 with a 257 last hits. With help from that Battle Fury.
He does a lot of damage.
He's really taking a lead with that net worth up at 16k in favor. So even with a DCed Batrider, who they've now kind of brought into the fight, maybe for a bit of a blink lasso, they're still doing extremely well and actually are 14 kills ahead. Of course, the Magnus
is going to be very squishy.
the Magnus double RP will come into effect as well. Yeah, they do need to keep him on the back line.
He does have 3,500 gold though, so they might want to use him to buy some wards or something.
Yeah, the problem with keeping him in XP range is he doesn't get that kind of proper disconnect, so you can't sell off his items to have it splash out to team members. Juggernaut comes back and uses Omni Slash to cancel the TP out from the Luna and manages to kill her. Ooh, that's gotta hurt for the Radiant. And Luna has no buyback. She's 900 gold off. So it looks like Juggernaut's gonna try and capitalize on this. Go through the middle. Of course, he's not going to be able to attack until creeps come because of that backdoor protection. So that call will be finished early. The Keeper of the Light recalling Rubik into the fight, and it looks like they're going to go bottom. Rubik not going for the Bloodstone, in fact picking up a Hooded Defiant, so it looks like he's going to pick up a pipe on top of his null field, so a lot of magic damage resistance coming out from this dire side, and it really is necessary against a lineup so focused on the magic damage.
Yeah, that's going to help him out a lot.
We see a kinetic field drop down very early. The Juggernaut just walks into the base, ready to man up on this Rax. Of course, this retreat being somewhat hindered by ability there. Coming out of the Shadow Blade hit, going straight onto the Clockwork, and excellent skewer out from the Magnus. And I'd use the RP, he has used 1 RP and the Refresher, so even a double coming out possibly. And that's going to be the Rax at the bottom and possibly even mid. Tinker's down for 53 seconds, so they're not going to be able to push him out with much, except of course they can't take the other Raxes because they still have outer towers. What am I saying? Juggernaut getting caught on the end of an ice path.
This is looking like a real Cinderella story here with the Bat Rider, known cheater, having disconnected in a rage. I say known cheater because he does have a VAC ban on him, which means that he has been caught cheating.
A hook shot out from Clockwork on the backlines onto the Keeper of the Light, and the
Here comes the Eclipse hitting only on that,
and an excellent ice path coming out from Kathy. Gonna pick out the Juggernaut, just comes through and cleans up the Radiant side with that Battle Fury and Empower on the Juggernaut. You've got an 85% cleave going out with every single hit. And that's an ultra kill from the Juggernaut. The Radiant just have no answer to this combo of Magnus Juggernaut.
Radiant's mid tower
I think they're looking to come in here and give him that rampage.
Link forward from Magnus. He's manning up to the Tinker. And of course the March of the Machine is going to do quite a bit of damage.
Yes, Juggernaut declaring quite nonsensically, I am Juggernaut, bitch. Good English there, sir.
Of course the quote being, I'm the Juggernaut.
Radiant's mid tower
Yes, close, but no cigar.
Radiant's mid rags taking some.
Oh, and Tinker blinks forward, gets the laser, but still 100 gold, 100 health left on the Juggernaut. If only gold was your health, he would be stacked. Speaking of which, I'd like to see him pick up maybe a Divine Rapier. Definitely is the item I'd go for as Juggernaut.
Alright, I would go for a Divine Rapier, replace that poor man's shield with a lifesteal.
Oh,
so
he's
you
picked
can
up the Sacred Relic.
That's it.
But he's going for the Abyssal Blade. How unfortunate, I got so excited then.
That is weak. That is the weak man's option.
But he is turning that relic into an Abyssal Blade, so as well as the massive damage that it gives, plus 100 damage, it gives you a 25% chance to bash for 1.4 seconds. Looks like he'll probably put TPs in there. No need for Ovlads.
He's gonna get the lifesteal.
Yeah, there's no need for Ovlads because he doesn't have any orb effects on the rest of his items.
This is true.
Of course, the Vlads is good for the bonus damage. The Dominator does turn into that Satanic, so a bit more late game power than the Vlad's offers.
The Vlad's does have a 1% extra lifesteal though.
It does. Except of course the Satanic with the extra, I think it's what, 75% lifesteal on attack?
Well, I mean, yeah, but 15% bonus damage as well.
Let's see. It gives you, sorry, 175% lifesteal when you activate it.
That's true, but the 15%, let's look at that 15% damage. He's sitting right now on 460-ish damage.
Yep, yes indeed.
So that 15%, adds up to being 60 extra damage. That's equivalent of an Abyssal Blade.
An Abyssal Blade is 100 damage, but yes.
Oh, well, sorry. Yeah, okay, it's an equivalent of, what, a Desolator?
I think Desolator's 50, and Juggernaut just coming in and ultimating, takes down the Clockwork, and he mans up to that Luna, and the double RP coming out manages to hit 3 with the second one, but does blink out for some reason. Oh no, he gets glimpsed by the Disruptor. He does manage to clean up the Jackaroo with a Shockwave. That's another kill for the Juggernaut. The Scythe of Vice coming out from the Tinker, of course, being able to rearm and keep on scything, but I'm guessing he's just too afraid of the initiation of the rest of the Dire. And this will be the
mid-rack. He did 60 damage on the Deso, by the way.
Okay, good.
Radiant's mid-rags. There goes the Radiant's mid-rags.
Distracted by the team fight.
Look, that's irrelevant. We're discussing items right now.
So it looks like the Dire will just rotate up and try and take down that tower. They should be able to take it down even with the backdoor protection on. You can see the tower just completely melting under the auto attacks of that Juggernaut.
It's trying so hard not to die.
You're gonna see it trying
That's the little tower that could.
Please, please don't kill me, please. Please, Juggernaut. What are you doing, Jug? Stop!
What are you doing? You're a radiant hero. Why are you hurting me?
And the healing ward coming out from Jug. Gonna heal everything up for him. 25 seconds till the ultimate's off cooldown, so not quite the power he wants. And Magnus in a bit of a bad spot here. I don't think he's really going to care.
Clockwork just going down, that dash.
The Abyssal Stun activated by Juggernaut and just takes down the Clockwork in a matter of 2 or 3 hits. Meanwhile, the Magnus has got himself stuck in the trees over here. The Eclipse coming out from Luna and the bounce blade. Quite a lot of damage, but it's just no damage compared to the Juggernaut, and that is a rampage. A rampage for this 26, 5, and 8 Juggernaut.
I have a question for you here, Spec. Where is his Helm of the Dominator?
I don't know.
Did he buy it and then sell it at the other... Like, he definitely left base with it.
He definitely
Did you maybe sell it at the Radiant base, deciding no, it wasn't good enough?
I don't know. Like, you know what? I can do this without lifesteal. I'm just gonna drop it on the ground. Maybe he sold it.
Divine Rapier.
Yeah, definitely. But I think the creeps might end it first. No, he's gonna have enough movement speed to get there. So here it comes. Here it comes, and there's the Divine Rapier. Hooray! I gotta see at least one hit. It's not a real Divine Rapier unless it can hit out. Radiant really needs to use that Fortify so we can see a chance of that Rapier coming out. Looks like Magnus might go down here, but he did have the Aegis. Here comes the Juggernaut. He doesn't have an ultimate. And he doesn't get a hit. I'm sorry, but that Divine Rapier not consummated. It's not going to count. Not going to count for me.
No, it doesn't count. That is, we are taking that off the scoreboard.
Now, of course, we like to name an MVP. I'm going to say that it's definitely the Magnus here. Excellent mid-game control. And really gave the opening for the Juggernaut
that blink forward with the missiles. The blink forward missiles was quite an impressive little double kill.
Honourable mention to the Tinker there for the foresight to buy back and pull off that combo there for the triple kill. And of course, let's not forget, Juggernauts do need someone behind the keyboard to right-click. So very good clicking there from ASD. R key and right-click really getting a workout there. GG, well played. And I think I actually left the overlay on, like, since the last pause. Fuck, that's terrible. So we've been playing in, like, the little overlay bit. Ever since the DC. Absolute failure there. I gotta get used to using these overlays. So now that we're out of the game, good chance to use the overlay, but we've been working off a little tiny screen, so I'm not sure if that VOD will be entirely usable. Who knows? Well, with us DCing from the game, Danavis can't actually hear me, but we are Danavis and the Spectre, and I hope